Some individuals seem to attract money effortlessly, while others work just as hard, only to spend their lives trapped in a cycle of financial struggle. This discrepancy originates in an evolutionary mismatch between our modern financial systems and our ancient biological programming. For millions of years, the human brain focused exclusively on short-term survival. Evolution prioritized hunting, gathering, and immediate safety, leaving us with no innate hardware for long-term wealth creation or complex investment strategies. This history leaves us with a default scarcity mindset, a survival-driven fear of resource depletion. Building capital requires the manual construction of a wealth mindset where money functions as a tool rather than a source of terror. Our biology is so skewed toward protection that the neurological fear of losing money often cripples the drive to gain it. The brain frequently processes a financial loss as a literal threat to life, keeping the individual frozen in survival mode. Chronic financial stress represents a biological default setting rather than a personal failure. Understanding the mechanics of the neurological system allows anyone to begin the process of overriding it. Reprogramming requires understanding the three neurological centers dictating financial behavior. The amygdala serves as the center for emotional memory. Early exposure to family arguments over debt can permanently link money to high cortisol stress responses in this region. The hippocampus stores the deep contextual details of your life. It logs the specific imagery of financial hardship, like the look on a parent's face when a bill arrived, creating a library of scarcity that the brain references for every future decision. The prefrontal cortex handles active decision-making, but it operates using the societal beliefs you've absorbed. If your environment taught you that wealth is unattainable or that high earners are unethical, this center will subconsciously sabotage your growth to maintain internal consistency. These three regions collaborate to form your default mode network. This ensures that your financial choices remain tethered to subconscious emotional programming rather than objective logic. We call this automated programming your money scripts. They act as invisible rules, pre-calculating your reactions to every financial opportunity or obstacle before you can even think. However, the brain possesses a mechanical capacity for change, known as neuroplasticity. This is the physical ability to dissolve old connections and forge new, more productive neural pathways. Imagine attempting to cross a dense, overgrown field. The initial path is difficult, slow, and requires massive conscious effort to push through the resistance. Repeatedly walking that same route eventually compacts the earth into a permanent, effortless road. Your brain replicates this process. Consistent new behaviors eventually become your path of least resistance. A wealth mindset exists as a physical neural pathway, one that you can manually build through deliberate, repeated action. To physically lay down those new neural paths, you must implement 7 specific behavioral shifts. Rule 1. Reclassify money as a neutral tool for sovereignty. By stripping away the emotional weight, you reduce the amygdala's stress response, allowing for clearer decision-making. Rule 2 involves gamifying your goals. Breaking massive targets into small, level-based wins provides the prefrontal cortex with a sense of progress, preventing the brain from slipping back into survival-based overwhelm. Rule 3. Commit to continuous financial literacy. Education provides the prefrontal cortex with the technical data it needs to override irrational, fear-based impulses stored in your emotional centers. Rule 4. Curate your environment. Dhirubhai Ambani spent his limited resources to sit in 5-star hotels simply to observe the wealthy. This fed his hippocampus new, positive contextual data, manually overriding his memories of scarcity with new examples of possibility. Rules 5 and 6. Adopt a solution-oriented stance and embrace delayed gratification. These practices strengthen the prefrontal cortex's executive control, making it easier to ignore the short-term survival urges that lead to impulsive spending. Rule 7. Choose your network with precision. Limiting time with those who reinforce scarcity prevents your default mode network from being continuously fed with the same negative data that built your old money scripts. Consistency with these 7 rules transforms abstract advice into automatic neurological habits, physically restructuring the way your brain processes value. Solidifying these pathways requires a structured 21-day intervention protocol. Each morning, dedicate 15 minutes to isolating a negative money script and writing its positive transformation. This forces your brain to consciously evaluate and reject its old fear-based assumptions. Every evening, spend 15 minutes in self-coaching. Review your daily actions and plan tomorrow's moves to ensure your behavior remains aligned with the neural road you are trying to build. Wealth grows from a physically constructed neurological pathway. By engaging this process, you take the power to begin paving that road today.